So most of you guys probably know who I am, but for the ones who don't know, my name is Ethan. I'm just an ordinary 17-year-old. I've been posting on YouTube for a few years now, and I've grown my channel to over 100,000 subscribers, as you guys can tell right here. And I've generated quite a lot of revenue as well, but I've learned quite a lot throughout these years. Just want to share some stuff, but we're not here to talk about myself today. So what I want to talk about is how growing too fast can kind of put you at a disadvantage and kind of mess you up. This kind of goes with anything in life, because if you're growing way too fast, you realize you don't actually know anything at all yet. And that's when a lot of people kind of fall off after a viral video or something like that, because they have no clue what they're doing and they don't have the experience yet. It's good that they were taking action first, because knowledge does come later. A friend told me this: if you're trying to start something, never try to learn everything you can and then start. Take action first and learn along the way. You'll literally realize how much you do not know. You'll be so overwhelmed with all of the knowledge and info you need to learn that you'll end up stuck. So yeah, just make sure you're taking action for whatever you're doing, because you'll learn along the way. Knowledge will come later. And once you start taking action, that's when another problem kind of comes up. It's kind of like a trap. This trap I'm talking about is your growth and success. It can be scary, since, for example, let's say you hit a big month, a 10K month. That was your biggest month, and then the next month it dips. It's gonna feel like you fell off a fucking cliff, or you're a complete failure once those numbers dip. And your brain, once you hit those highs, it doesn't want to accept going backwards. You don't want to settle for anything less than that. So then 10K feels like the bare minimum, and it just makes you feel like you're like, oh, I'm having so much success, but I never really feel accomplished and satisfied. And I'm not gonna lie, that's a good thing if you're thinking about that, because yes, it might feel like the bare minimum now, the 10K month, but that's a good thing. You want to grow even more. If you're still in that trap though, and you still feel depressed because, oh, you hit your highs and now everything is suddenly dropping and dipping, then I want you to think about comparing yourself. This is comparing yourself can kind of be bad or good depending on how you use it, but the way I use it, it helps a lot, because you're comparing yourself. Make sure you're comparing yourself to like the top dogs, people that are up there. Even though you might never get anywhere near them, it kind of creates pressure and forces you to evolve, if you get what I'm trying to say. But yeah, if you're stuck in your own little comfort zone, you're never actually going to grow, because once you're satisfied, you stop trying new things, you put less effort into stuff. If comparing yourself to other people just isn't alone enough, then there's another thing that I've kind of dealt with as well, and it's using your personal feel and anger to kind of help fuel you and grow and put pressure on you. Like as a kid, when I was younger, I always was scrolling on my For You page, TikTok, and I've seen these kids living fire-ass lifestyles, crazy, luxurious, lavish lifestyles, and it kind of makes you jealous in a way. And it's kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie, but it pissed me off kind of. So if you kind of force yourself to be that way, it's gonna force you to ask yourself some questions like, why don't I have that? And then this kind of triggers you to take action. It like creates this kind of spark in you to actually start getting up and working. As a creator, you shouldn't feel too comfortable and satisfied at where you're at, because in order to grow, you gotta stay hungry, you have to stay moving, and just don't stop waiting around, because action is the first thing you need to take. Don't plan out things, like don't plan out everything to the extreme, and don't try to learn everything. Just take action, because the knowledge will come later. Like I said earlier, if you're only focused on planning everything out to the extreme and learning, you're gonna feel overwhelmed with all the information you actually need to know, because you're gonna realize you don't know shit. So the knowledge will come later. Just take action now.